ladies who want to thrive after 45, make our menopausal journey. Yes, it starts in our 40s and lasts until we're no longer here. It is a journey that I'm taking you on so that you thrive. And I'm doing a little mini episode today on we why we're more insulin resistant in the fall and how to work with it. So, I am talking about that we have been going through for the last, I don't know how long, an evolutionary mismatch. Our lighting is off, our food is off, our habits are off, and it's affecting us on a very subtle but powerful level because every single cell in your body has a clock. And if you listen to episode 205A, which talked about, what did I call it? Light, dark, and your hormones. It's another little mini episode to really try to bring us back online, especially it's fall time. The days are getting shorter. The darkness and light is, the darkness is coming sooner. So I really wanted to come in here and talk about some things that are happening in our bodies. So welcome back to Menopause Made Easy. I said that I may start calling this Thrive After 45 because a lot of people really don't understand menopause when I talk about it. They think that once they've finished their period, they're no longer menopausal, but now you're postmenopausal. So all of these things that I talk about affect us. And today, specifically, in episode 205, and any episode I've done regarding sunlight, affects male, female, every age of the spectrum. All right. So today we're going to dive into something fascinating that most women don't even realize. And your body actually becomes more insulin resistant in the fall. What does that mean? What does that mean? Okay, so that means that cravings, creeping weight gain, afternoon slump, it's not a lack of willpower, it's biology. Okay, and I hear so many women, I just need more willpower. It's not about that. It's really understanding our circadian rhythm, but also our seasonal rhythm. All right, and so in this quick episode, I'll share why this happens, why it once helped us survive, and most importantly, how to work with your body instead of fighting against it in this modern day world. All right, so grab a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, whatever you got. Take me on a walk, a little mini walk, and let's jump in. Why fall changes our metabolism. I've talked about that insulin is the hormone that moves sugar from your blood into your cells. When you're insulin sensitive, sugar is burned for energy. When you're insulin resistant, your body has to pump out more insulin, and that extra sugar is stored as fat. Here's the twist, okay? In the fall, our bodies naturally become more insulin resistant. Why? Because for thousands of years, fall meant harvest time. Fruits, grains, root vegetables were everywhere. And by becoming slightly insulin resistant, we stored more of that food as fat, which helped our ancestors survive the cold, dark, scarce winter. Okay? Food scarce. Sorry, so remember, there weren't grocery stores. Now, I'm so thankful for grocery stores. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to go back to the cave ages and do my laundry by hand and, get all my food out of my garden. Gosh, that would be disastrous, right? But how can I work now, knowing what I know, so that I can be vibrant and work with the seasons? If you've noticed stronger cravings for, root vegetables, even sugar, because that's all, a lot of this stuff is, right? It's different though, because vegetables and fruits have fiber and nutrients and minerals, whereas sugar, chips, popcorn, sodas do not. Okay, so let's just make that differentiation right there. Okay, so if you notice you have stronger cravings or you're getting a little thicker or feeling some weight come on in September, October, that's not failure. And I have been tracking myself, not diligently, because I'm not a diligent tracker, but about 5 years ago, I was like, why do I keep getting a little puffier this time of year? And then I started to dig into this and dig into this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this makes total sense, right? It's not our fault. It's our body doing exactly what it was designed to do, to put more fat on our body so that we survive the cold, dark, food scarce winter. But now we've blown that up. I've talked about this in other episodes. We're in a perpetual state of summer, which is not good for our bodies. And again, you might not notice this today, but over time of not paying attention to the circadian rhythm in each cell, to the seasonal rhythm, it does start to impact our health. It really does. So, the role of lights and hormone, episode 205A, I went into it. I've also done episodes on sunlight. Just keep scrolling back and you will really get educated and informed about what I'm talking about. It's not just food that drives this, it's not food that just drives our hormones, it's also light. And I've also talked about light in food. I'm going to save that. You can go listen to. I think it's an episode I did in August, okay, where I talk about we're not eating to the seasons, and I really talk about light and food and light in our food. Okay, back on track here. As days shorten and the evening light shifts, darkness comes sooner. Yes, that's true. Okay, melatonin rises earlier in our day, and melatonin actually reduces insulin sensitivity. This is why, everybody, and I will do an episode on this, if you are fasting, which I've been saying for years, you need to eat more of your calories earlier in the day. You need to have a breakfast, lunch, and either no dinner or a very light dinner because we become more insulin resistant as the day goes on. And so if you are eating late at night, this is not good for us. And I've done an episode in, again, end of July, beginning of August on late night eating. So go check that out. At the same time, leptin, which is your I'm full hormone, gets disrupted, making it easier to overeat. I've done episodes on leptin. I will do more. Leptin precedes blood sugars. I'm trying to think of the name, it's just escaped me, but we really need to focus on leptin. Okay, so again, I've done episodes, trying to keep this mini-sode here. And this works beautifully when winter comes because winter meant scarcity. But now, with 24/7 access to food and foods that are not in season for where we live, and bright lights tricking our body into perpetual summer, and screens that we look at right until bedtime, okay, our metabolism gets stuck in fat storage mode all year. Okay, because what's supposed to happen is we're supposed to have a little fat now during the winter, the fat comes off, okay, and then we gradually go through this cycle again. Now, you might be noticing, Tanya, you used to have bright lights when you did videos. I have switched my light bulbs out. So I have been transitioning over this last 18 months to really improve my light habits. And one of those things has been getting the LED light bulbs out of my house and getting incandescent light bulbs and red light bulbs. So anyway, that's why you might notice it's a little darker, but I'm doing my cells a favor. So there you go. Okay, so how to work with seasonal biology. And here's the empowering part, everybody. You can align your biology instead of fighting it. And I'm going to share a few simple shifts with you that make a huge difference. But before I do, I want to let you know that I have been working on a program and it's called Winter Renewal Reset. And for 20 days, I'm going to guide you through simple, powerful steps to turn winter into your body's reset season. Okay, so you're going to feel after the reset, we're going to work with the rhythm of winter. You're going to feel rested and restored instead of drained by the shorter days. You're going to feel calmer and less anxious with moods that feel steadier. You're going to be clear-headed with less brain fog and more focus. You're going to feel lighter in your body and spirit, less inflammation, easier digestion, more ease and glow and vitality in your skin and your cells. And you're going to learn to be supported by the body's natural rhythms instead of fighting against it. So I have put together 19 days of videos that will be delivered into your inbox. And then on the 20th day, we're going to spend an hour together live on Zoom, and I'm going to answer your questions. And all of this is for an incredibly low price of just $25. Now, you can piece through and do the hours and hours and hours of work that I have done to put this into a very concise plan for you. You can do that work. That's fine. But if you want bite-sized bits of information with real practical steps on how to use light and cold and hydration and food in this particular time of year, I have put that all together for you, and it's $28.25 with the tax. And you can e-transfer to Tanya at moveyourbody.ca. But please send me an email afterwards with your email so that I can sign you up for the program. Okay, you get limited access to this. And again, you get a Q&A, so you get to be like, Tanya, okay, how do I do this? Am I doing this right? And when you do that, it really lowers the stress and you come into a routine. All right, so you must join by October the 13th, even though the program starts on Tuesday, October the 21st. Registration closes on October the 13th. Okay, so very exciting. I don't have a sales page. I may or may not make one, but if this is of interest to you, either email me for more information or e-transfer 2825 to Tanya at moveyourbody.ca. And please make sure to email me your email address so that I can set it up into the system. Okay, so what are a few simple shifts that you can make right now that's going to make a huge difference? Okay, so adjust carbs seasonally. So we are almost out of berry season. There are some berries still hanging on, but we're moving into fall produce. And once this harvest passes, lower carbs and more lean protein and healthy fats are what we're going to lean on. So enjoy this fall produce while it's around, but once the harvest is done, your carbs are going to lower and you're going to focus more on healthy proteins and healthy fats. We need to respect the light cycles. Get your morning sunlight. If you've seen my posts on Instagram, Vibrant Living with Tanya, or on Facebook, Tanya Willis, you will see that I have been doing some posts. And if you are in my private group, Move, Live, Eat Better with Tanya on Facebook, if not, you can join it. Okay, we want to learn how to get morning sunlight, dim lights at night, and avoid late night eating under bright screens. So it's a challenge, everybody. And you know what I talk about today and in my winter reset program is it's not just one day. It's how do you build this habit into your everyday. Okay, and that's where the power of transformation comes. Stretch your overnight fast. So as I've mentioned, and you can listen to my episodes on leptin, okay, we need to eat, especially women, and especially if you're going through perimenopausal, menopausal adventure. So anybody over the age of, 42 2, okay, roughly. We need breakfast, lunch, and then eat lighter during the end of the day. And that for many of you is a really is a challenge because I have a lot of nighttime eaters. So how do we shift? So intermittent fasting, I've done many episodes on intermittent fasting, or you can just call it simply closing the kitchen after dinner, helps to reset insulin sensitivity. All right, so that our cells use insulin better. We must work with the light cycle. So you're going to start eating earlier. What does that look like for you? Do you need some help? Join my challenge. All right. And then you can get face to face with me and ask me all your questions. And honor the season. Winter was meant for rest, repair, and slower living. So we need to build more sleep, more rest, and gentle movement into our winter time frame. So this is setting up what winter is going to look like. So start to plant these seeds. And when you live in these cycles, instead of pushing the same all year long, which I did for a long time because I had no idea how to live with the seasons. But my core fundamental, one of my core fundamental values is health, because without health, honestly, you have nothing. Okay, so your vitality is what you want. And when you work with the cycles instead of against them, your body feels supported. Here's the big takeaway. You are not broken. You are not lacking willpower. Your body is brilliantly designed. It's just responding to cues that don't match this modern world. And by syncing with the seasons, you can reset your metabolism. You can feel lighter. You can have more energy at any stage of life. If you want guided support, I'd love to invite you to my Winter Renewal Reset, which starts October 21st and registration closes October 13th. And over these 19 days, I'll walk you through really simple steps to align your food, your light, your cold, your rhythm with the season, and you'll feel more balanced, less bloated, and ready to thrive in winter. All right, I will leave this information in the show notes. You can e-transfer me at tanya@moveyourbody.ca. And thanks for tuning in today, everybody, and being curious about circadian rhythm and light and seasonal rhythm. And please share this with your friends, your family, and let's get everybody moving in the direction of coming back into alignment with working with the rhythms of nature. Until next time, honor your rhythms, trust your body, and keep making this journey vibrant and easy. All right, big hugs, everybody.